Hi friends, Miss Stella here from Learn to Grow. I hope that you guys are having a great season so far. I'm in the Pacific Northwest Zone 8 and it's been beautiful this week in the low 80s, but I think it's going to taper down a bit by the weekend. But I'm actually really happy about the nice weather because our seeds are starting to sprout, so we have some seedlings, and I kind of had a late start this year because I've been pretty busy with our baby daughter. She's getting big, she's almost 5 months old, so I've been bringing her out here in the garden and she's enjoying it as well. So today I'm going to take you on a tour of our garden and show you what's growing, what's sprouting. We don't really have anything to harvest yet, maybe just some herbs or herbs, but I did harvest most of the or all of the kale and mizuna, so they actually bolted. I pulled the rest of the plants out and I left some to flower so I can get some more seeds. So far I sowed some leafy greens such as lettuce, kale, collards, I think some arugula. I've got the potatoes planted. Some of them are volunteers from last season. I don't think I dug them all up. And I also have some elephant garlic volunteers and some hard nut garlic that are popping up here and there. So I don't think I harvested all of them. So let's take a walk and see what's growing. And I hope that you guys enjoy this tour today. Thank you so much for joining me in the garden. I know it's been a while, so I'm gonna try to do more videos from now on since our daughter is a little bigger now, so she's getting easier to take care of. So, okay, let's take a walk. So this is the southwest part of the garden, a couple of boxes back here, and I planted some potatoes, so there's just a couple sprouting. I think these are the fingerling type potatoes. There's also a few garlic volunteers, and this one here is a whole bulb that I did not harvest last season. As you can tell, all the shoots growing. There's a couple more over there. One of our strawberry boxes, actually the other one is a patch on the front of the fence, but they are starting to sprout or bloom. There's some flowers, so we'll be getting some strawberries. And strawberries are an easy fruit to grow. They're very prolific. They put out runners. So once they put out the runners, you'll get some new baby strawberry plants. This is overcrowded here. I need to thin them out, move them around. On the other side of the fence, we have the other strawberry patch. This is actually a lot bigger than the garden box. There's a whole bunch of plants here. This patch, I think it measures about 6 feet long and about 4 feet wide. I started out with only 5 plants 3 years ago, and as you can see, it is overcrowded too. So there's lots of plants in there, lots of flowers or some buds about to bloom. So this one needs a thinning out too. In this bed, I've got some potatoes planted. Actually, these ones here are volunteers. All those that are pretty big now. They're about a little bit over a foot, maybe 1.5 feet tall, and some couple of garlic volunteers. But I did plant some more potatoes, so there's some sprouting as well. So we'll have some, I believe, Yukon Gold potatoes in here. But the volunteers, I think, are going to be German butterball or even some purple ones. Yeah, there's a lot of volunteers on the other side of the garden here. I believe those are the purple potatoes they had planted last season. And on the side here, since we have a trellis on this box, I've got some peas that's popping up, little pea seedlings. So the peas will climb this trellis here. Here is the south side of the garden. Over here is a garden box with some, I think these are elephant garlic. And you know what? Honestly, I think these are volunteers because I didn't plant any garlic last fall. I was pregnant. I was a little too busy. I think I just didn't harvest all the garlic, or maybe there were just some cloves that didn't grow last fall and they finally grew. So, and I also planted some kale and collards. I'll be thinning them out when they're bigger, and also harvesting the baby kale and collards. And what's nice about growing kale and collards is that they're biennial, so they will produce until the next season for you. Usually by the next spring it'll start bolting or go to flowers, but at least you'll get to harvest for a full season. Potatoes that we planted, so just a couple sprouting right now, and some more peas. Now we gotta put a trellis on this side, so I think I'm just gonna make an easy bamboo and twine trellis Okay, so the rest of the garden here got lots of herbs. The perennial herbs, they're doing really well. As you can see, they're all lush. Look at this lemon balm. It's about 3 feet, I think, around, maybe bigger. Here's my hand. But this started out as a small plant 2 years ago, and I just can't believe how big it's gotten. It's very healthy. They're very prolific. They actually are part of the mint family. So they spread and they put out runners, just like this chocolate mint here. As you can see, it's all over. See, it's taken off throughout the garden and right under the rosemary plant here. So this needs to be cut back. I gotta work on this, otherwise it's just gonna keep spreading. But it's a beautiful foliage. Look at that. All the leaves are just really pretty. It's got a purple tint to it, and it smells really good. It smells just like chocolate mint. Oh, and by the way, lemon balm is a good mosquito repellent. So you can actually take a leaf and kind of, rub your fingers through it or pinch it and rub some of the essential oils on your arms or wherever you're exposed to help repel the mosquitoes. I think it works similar to a citronella. It's got the lemon scent. This is one of the oregano bush that we have. Very prolific plant as well. And the honeybees love this, as well as I think wasps. More lemon balm here and there. And I think on the other side of that lemon balm is another oregano bush. So it's just nice to have fresh herbs that you can harvest and use, and we'll be drying this later on in the season. We've got some more herbs growing in this pot. This is thyme, and I think this is a creeping oregano. It's a small type of oregano. And over here are some pots. I've got some more seedlings. I started some, I think it's kale again. I know I planted a little too many, but I'll be harvesting them for the baby leaves. So, spring green salads. These are some garlic shoots that I grow that we use for seasoning as well. Yeah, they are planted a little too close, so I don't know how well the bulbs will develop or how big, but usually if you don't space them out far enough, you don't really end up with a big bulb. In this pot here, some chives growing. It's about to bloom, as you can see. Now all these here, these are all lemon balm seedlings. So I didn't get to clean up the lemon balm when it went to seed, and the seeds just blew all over the place. And the reason how I knew is I rubbed the leaves and I can smell the scent. It's so strong. It smells really good. Besides a mosquito repellent, another use for lemon balm is making them into tea. It's great for, I think, anxiety or soothing, calming properties. You can also use some for making tinctures or even a calming syrup. Okay, let's head on to this box with a trellis. So we've got some weeds growing there too. I need to clean that up. But so far I've planted some radishes, some peas along the trellis. All the way down on the other side, got some peas. And then also along are some more radishes. I think these are the plum radishes, so they're gonna be purple all the way down. And I think I planted some watermelon radishes on that side. The Russian kale seedlings. We'll be harvesting them for the baby greens, but I will be letting some of them mature later on the season. Now what else is growing here is some cilantro. These are volunteers, so they went to seed last summer. They've got tons of cilantro seedlings, as you can see. Here are some of the kale, Russian kale, that went to flower, so we'll be getting some seeds. And you can eat the flowers, they're edible, so if you want to eat them, they do taste a little bit like kale. And here are some arugula that went to seed as well. I love eating the flowers. They have that peppery flavor. They're really good, great to put on salads. They make the plate look pretty too. So we'll be getting some arugula seeds as well. This one's collard greens. So more flowers and more seeds. Now once your leafy greens bolt or flower, the leaves become bitter, so they're not that good to eat. So you want to harvest them as much as you can before they go to seed. More flowers here. These are mizuna, so we're going to be getting tons of seeds as well. These pods are a little bigger and longer. So yeah, these are cold hardy greens also, so you can actually grow them throughout the winter. Same thing with kale. They can actually withstand freezing temperatures, I think even into the 20s. And the rest of the box, I don't really have much growing. I recently just sowed some seeds, so I think I see some lettuce seeds or seedlings growing. They're pretty tiny still, so they're just sprouting, starting to sprout. And I also sowed some, see, more lettuce there, and I think there's supposed to be spinach in that row, and some kale, more kale. I think this is the lacinato kale. So garlic volunteers. This might be some of the garlic that didn't sprout last season. There's nothing growing in this box yet. I haven't planted anything. I was thinking of sowing some beans so they can climb the trellis on the opposite side of the peas. So actually that would work out well. I'm thinking about planting some tomatoes along this row here where I've got my poles that I can make the tomato trellis for support. Oh, I forgot about the sage plants. So I've got some sage here. They're about to bloom as well. So if you're planning on drying some herbs, it's best to harvest them just right before they bloom, because the leaves contain the most essential oils then. So you want to harvest for drying right before they bloom. Well, that's it today. So I hope that you guys enjoyed this tour, and thank you so much for joining me in the garden. I'll be back again soon, this time sooner than later. I hope that you guys have a nice day and happy gardening.
Whoa, I got
That's a fat one. Let me see. Yeah, that's a fat one.
That's a
Is there more?
That one's pretty good.